Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final hour of session 3 of Witcher Bloodletting. Okay, so as you guys go, the night passes. You spend the next day and a half is what it takes for you to travel to the next town. Now, so this town that you come up to, it's not one of those things where it's like literally right off the side of the road and easy to find. As a matter of fact, you almost could have passed by it, whether if it was intentional or unintentional. As you're traveling along the town, there is a bit of a trail that goes up into the mountains themselves. The trail is obvious; anybody can pick that up. But it was actually Leonard, once again, being very perceptive. Leonard that notices the broken old wooden sign. Not like before where it was like literally one piece had fallen off. This is literally broken down to the base, and going over and finding the post like wooden sign that has like the arrowed sign on top of it. You can see that this was cut down at some point in time, or broken at some point in time. There's clearly notches in it, but there's also like splintered breaks. When you flip it over, you can actually see that there is an arrow that otherwise would have pointed upwards, and it does say the name of hold on one second, whatever in here, the town's name of Craig. So it's the town's name of Craig, and honestly, that's probably where it was that you were looking for, where it was that those travelers had said that they had passed by. So turning and heading that way up there, that's going to be like another 2 hours journey or so. That brings you into the mountainous region. It's a bit of a bit of a steep hike. One of those things where it's a good thing you're not really pulling a wagon or something. It'd be very difficult to do, but on foot you make your way. When you do enter into the town of Craig, what it is the area up here kind of plateaus off a little bit. It's nice because as soon as you get to the top of the steep climb and you look back outwards, you can actually see down into the canyon with a fairly nice view. It plateaus outwards, and the space up here is not wasted. It's almost immediately used to build into a small town that's here, a town that has a bit of a fortress around it. Now, the population of this town is going to be about the same as the population of the town you were in beforehand, which wasn't great. The town beforehand had a couple hundred people, but here, because it's a much smaller area, like I said, they don't really waste the space. It's far denser than the other one, right? So as soon as you hit this plateau and you step up, you can see where the wall is set that's around the town. It's not like a extremely impressive wall, but it's clearly crafted by dwarves. So while not being very high, it is fairly strong. It is comprised of huge wooden posts that jut outwards, but also with finely crafted metal bands that hold them together, give reinforcements. Each of the wooden posts that jut outwards to let a defense if something was like come at the town hard do have metal tips put them on them as well to enhance their ability to fend off attackers. When you do finally make your way around the backside of the town, which will be in a bit, you will actually see at the backside of the town, which faces towards where the mountains climb up higher, the walls are actually higher as well, for one reason or another. The doors to the town are going to be heavy wooden doors. Once again, reinforcements of steel and whatnot. When you do approach the town, the doors are open. It's not like they can leave them shut at all times or anything. And there is one guard posted outside of it. It's actually a dwarven guard. He looks to you. You guys look to him. He just gives you a nod. Doesn't really say anything unless you guys choose to speak.
No, just give him a polite nod, a good day, and just continue on my way.
Okay. And you guys walk in. As I said, the town is much more densely populated than the one beforehand. So you actually do have buildings built adjacent to one another fairly consistently. It actually almost looks like you'd be inside of a city if it wasn't for the fact that there's, so if it wasn't for the fact that the population is relatively small, population relatively small, everything's just denser together. So as you go walking in, almost immediately you can see the streets are actually crafted fairly well. So it's actually nice and smooth to walk on. A couple of the areas are designed to be cobblestone for their reasons, but everything is actually nice. The dust here is swept away fairly decently. The place is fairly well maintained. The populace here is actually varied. So there is a good number of humans, of course, but there's also a decent dwarven population. Maybe a quarter of them are dwarves. And you even see a few elves walking through the streets as well, like without having to search for them. So you imagine they have a decent representation here too. beyond the human dwarf elf mix, you don't really see nothing else kind of like pops out at you. The air here, while having that crisp, like up in the mountainous range kind of feel to it, a crisp taste to it, you do also smell ever so slightly iron, which makes sense because just past the town, right into like where the mountain range really starts to pick up a bit steep, you do see a constant billowing smoke happening. So anyways, the people here are typical townsfolk. As you walk by one group, they glare at you because who are you outsiders? You walk by another conversation, people having a happy, pleasant conversation. You walk by another one where somebody's like, listen here, you plowing arsehole. You know, it's kind of varied. Shops here do have labels on them in the shape of signs that have hanging either images or words describing what they are. When you do come into the town, what is it that you guys look for first?
I'd look for the people, the blacksmith, to get my iron, or to get the prices on fixing the daggers.
So the first thing you do is kind of like look around and ask, where can we find a blacksmith? And so you'll say you just walk up to like a random person, human, and say, like kind of like, hey there, where's there a blacksmith around here? And the guy laughs, where isn't there?
Oh, well, which one has the best prices, I suppose? Which one specializes in repair? Anything like that?
Which one is very proficient in working with silver weapons specifically?
That as
well. I honestly not a master of that stuff, but if I were to guess, why don't you head over the northeast part of town? There's a place over there. It's there's a place over there. Goes by the name of there's a sign there, right? It goes by the name of Feziques. Fezique, he's I've seen a couple of your type coming in and out of there before. So
see witchers?
Yeah. Your type. I've seen him pass through before. Is this
recently?
Oh, no. I've lived this town my whole life.
Okay.
Would you guys be interested in accompanying me at all?
I'll hike along.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's do it.
Thank you for your assistance.
He's like, yeah. That's it. And then you guys kind of like start heading to like northeast part of town, searching around, maybe ask a couple people, hey, where's Feziques? Where's Feziques? Eventually you do come up to a shop that does have it's actually pretty fairly well built. So one of the things that you notice about this shop is as you go up to it, because this is a mountainous region, so it has like you can actually have decently built houses. You don't have to worry about getting blown over, knocked down, or whatever, as long as you have some sort of basic foundation set in, right? So as you go walking up to the building, you can see, even though it's crafted of wood, most of it is crafted of wood, that it is clearly of dwarven craft. It's built very, very sturdy. And the way that the wood blends almost seamlessly in the backhand side to like the stone type of building in the back. And one of the things that you notice is the front of the building, the roof is all the same height. Once you get back to the back part of the building, the stone part starts out the same height as the rest of the house, but then it slopes down almost like a half shell. Meeting up at the back of the house, slopes down to be, a bit lower in the back. So that it's actually like if you go all the way to the far back of the house, you can even theoretically step on part of the roof or wall that's over there. You can hear noise coming from the inside, and the door is open, but it's not like one of those things where the actual smith is right outside the door or anything like that.
I just head on in.
Yeah, we'll walk inside.
As you guys go walking in, one of the first things that you take in as you go is you can actually see that there's a decent amount of wares that are up on the walls here. Armor, weapons, stuff like that, horseshoes, all sorts of a varied supply of equipment. You can also see that there's a stairwell going upstairs, and it says on a sign like right next to the stairwell, right above the stairwell, and even on like the kick plate of like several stairs up, stay the fuck out, 3 times over. And But the rest of the shop, you can see that there's a few people in here, like moseying about, looking at things. The people that you see are all happen to be armored peoples. 5 of them seem to be wearing the same kind of armor. There's 3 others that don't look like they have anything that would correlate them whatsoever. When I say the 5, same type of armor, it's Nilfgaardian armor. But they're all about looking at the different stuff that's here. In the back of the shop, you do see that there is one person that's navigating their way through a fairly decent-sized book. That's a dwarf. Everybody else human in here.
I'm just gonna hand my ugly dagger off to Leonard and just be like, I trust you can take care of this, and if there's nothing that the master dwarf can do, then well, it's always gonna be a piece of crap.
Yeah, maybe they can take the parts, recraft something. I'm not sure. I'll ask what it's worth in scrap.
As you guys go walking through to the back of the shop to go speak to the person over there, the difference, those that are wearing the black armor kind of like watch after the 3 of you, and because you walked in with them, watches after Bran as well. You kind of catch all of their eyes. The other 3 don't seem to care. So you go back to the back of the shop, and like I said, there's the dwarf that's kind of navigating through the book, and as you're approaching, they will kind of like put their pen down, what they're working on, look up to you and say, "Hey, good day to you."
We have good day to you as well. We have a few silver daggers we were hoping you could maybe help us with, maybe fix if possible.
Usually we're in the market for selling, not fixing. What's the issue? And he like taps the bar. He taps like the counter in front of him.
Yeah, I'll put the really bad dagger down in front of him. Just gauge his reaction.
What in the name of all the hells is this? This is a piece of shit if I ever saw one. That's silver?
Wait, mine's not too bad. I pull out my silver dagger. I place it down. Her name's Karen.
Well, Karen's a busted bitch.
Hey!
It's okay.
He's got a point.
It's not sentient. So.
Don't listen to
The man knows his wares well.
Yeah, so we'll put all 3 daggers out in front of him.
She needs a little work. I wouldn't say she's busted.
Yeah, what my friend here is trying to say is, do you think you could help us with our issue here?
And how much would that run us?
Well, I think you already helped yourself by finding your way to this shop instead of whatever shithole you bought this thing from. But let's see. If you're looking to keep these things, yeah, I think we could do some work on these 2. Maybe get a decent edge on it, so it works for you. This one right here, I'll tell you, if we work on it, I ain't taking responsibility if the thing just straight breaks.
You do anything else with it? Can you take the scrap from it? Is that worth anything?
I mean, this shit's smelted together. To break it
Get
apart.
smelt it back down?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But I mean, the amount of silver that you're actually going to find in something like this, and I got more than enough steel that why the hell would I waste my time with all that work just to grab this?
Sounds like it would be more trouble than it's worth at the end of the day.
Unless it has some sentimental value.
Definitely not. I'll tell you what.
Karen does.
Why don't you work on all 3? And if it breaks, that'll be all right.
All right. I can work on it for you. It ain't too cheap, though. Let's say for the 3 of them, it's going to cost you 20.
A piece? Or all together?
For the 3.
Okay.
20 gold.
Yeah, 20 crowns.
I can pitch in.
I've got it covered, don't worry.
Oh, thank
The
you.
money bags. Very well.
You're feeling quite generous today, I see, Gran. I
Yeah,
pat
this
him on the
time.
back.
Well, if we are to have these, we might as well make sure that they're useful.
Of course.
Hey, what is your name, dwarf?
My name is, sorry.
Huh?
I'm the worst at these. Sorry.
Listen,
Is he?
But no, my name's Talon.
Taylor, can you put a cool little sketch on mine? Just like a little engraving?
Yes.
Do you think you could, do you think on this one you can put Karen, the busty bitch, underneath it? Do you think you could do that?
Sure.
I'd very much appreciate it if you could.
All right. It's just gonna cost you one more. I'll get it done.
That's fair. That's completely fair. Yeah, I'm good with that. Thank you.
Nope, not a problem. Any other requests?
If you guys want anything, no. All right. So just that one.
All right. So I'll get working on that for you. Anything else I can help you three fine gentlemen with?
You see the basilisk?
Oh, that thing, huh? He hauls out to the rest of the group. Hunting for a basilisk over two, aren't they? And the others are like, ooh, yeah, like it gets their attention. And he's like, well, watch out, boys. You got a couple of witchers over here. And when he calls that out, it really grasps everybody's attention. Like, fuck.
I mean, you can't trust anybody to do a witcher's job.
No. I'll be honest with you. There's rumors of a basilisk. I ain't never seen it though. You know, it's there's a couple of people already head up to the mountain. We had a few of them groups coming back saying they saw nothing. We had another couple of groups go up there. Ain't not seen again. But you know,
Which
just ain't give up yet.
which mountain? Can you point me in that direction?
He's like, when you walk out the shop, turn around and look up.
Do you know where these rumors came from?
I don't get much into that stuff, but I'm sure if you ask around the townies, they can give you a bit of information.
Well, I appreciate any help. Or the
Absolutely.
attempt to help.
Now, if you're going to be hunting that thing, he looks over at Brad and he's like, now he's got the right idea. But the two of you boys, you ain't got nothing. How you going to shoot the thing down?
That's a fair point.
It's called bait.
Now, he's like, bait does its trick. Sure, all good and well. We all know how a bait does. But I'll tell you boys, you ain't going to find a crossbow like you're going to find over here. He's like, and I see your coin's good. Why don't you come over this way and let me see if I can show you a couple of crossbows that'll get the job done good for you.
You can take Bastion. I don't have the coin for that
I'll
kind of
take
thing
a
at the
look.
moment.
Oh, I see.
I
What
can
it
pick
is.
you up something, Leonard, if you decide you like it.
All right. In that case, I guess I'll come look at your little pitch you got here.
Well, depending on the price. I don't have too much to work with.
He hears you say that and he kind of like groans a little, like.
We're not the most well-off witchers.
That's why we're looking for a job at the moment.
So he'll bring you over to like where a couple of crossbows are, and he's like, "Now I'll have you know these crossbows and everything in this shop is fairly priced, but with supply comes demand. There's no question about that. There's a lot of people looking for these crossbows here and now, right out to hunt the thing down. So the supply's a little low and the demand's a little high, if you know what I'm saying."
So you're telling me there's a lot of people out there with crossbows that have gone to the mountains and have yet to return with them.
Oh, there's a couple that haven't returned back yet, but are you telling me that
With crossbows.
you want to go searching around, picking through some half-rotted crossbows that are sitting around in the getting weathered down and stuff, maybe a bit of rust and bent arrows, but you can have the fine stuff right here, straight from my shop.
And with the
Give us an idea
supply,
of the price as well.
He shows you he like picks up a light crossbow and he's like, you see this fine craftsmanship right here, we lacquer the wood good so we ain't gonna rot on you. This steel here has been treated well enough that there ain't gonna be no rust happening on this thing unless you're some dumb fool, and everything's well greased up. And check out this string, and he grabs the thing and he hits it. It actually holds like a solid note to it.
Wow.
And he's like, fine craftsmanship, only the best for you. 37 gold apiece.
I wonder how many other blacksmiths there are with just as taut strings on their crossbows for a much finer price.
You can walk in and out of every tavern, and every woman you speak to is going to talk about how taut their strings are. Doesn't mean the goods you get in are as good as they're saying.
Same goes to you, sir.
Maybe better, and unfortunately, we can't quite afford that right now. At least I cannot. I
Well,
apologize.
listen, you come up with the coin, you're not going to get us fined. This shop has been here for nearing 70 years. It's been here so long, Fezik's already dead.
Hmm.
Hence your name, yes.
Well, Fezik wasn't my name. Fezik was
Yeah.
my grandfather.
I know. Hence your name not being Fezik. It's almost like an otherworldly being that I forgot.
So, I'm just saying, if you get that coin, he says, looking over to Bran, who's shown all the coin thus far.
Yeah, well,
I think our witches.
we'll
Well, we
look
wouldn't
around.
want to make it too easy for them now, would we?
We'll look around a bit. We'll come back if we change our minds.
Bargain hunters. All right, listen, I won't waste your time. Okay? If you want to pick up one of these now, I'll sell it to you for 33. If you want to get 2 or more, I'll do them for 30 apiece, but you're breaking my balls here. You're really grinding them against that stone.
I just give them a look like, you really want a crossbow?
They're like, no.
Brand's not interested.
I'll have to talk to my friends about it. Unfortunately, I can't afford the full 60. If we were to buy 2, though.
He's like, all right, well, time's and money, and you're wasting both. And he walks off.
Cool. Maybe if those daggers are good, we'll take a look at the crossbows.
Yeah,
He hears you.
as soon as he's out of
He hears your
earshot.
little grunt, you know.
Right, I still need to run some errands, so
Run some errands.
yes, there are some items that I would like to get from a general store.
What would be
Alright.
the method of, like, if I were to try to send a message between towns or something like that? Would there be a method of doing that?
I mean, technically, sure. Decent-sized towns will have runners, people that are willing to specifically deliver the message. That's expensive. Other than that, if you know of like a merchant that's kind of heading in that direction, you can ask them like, "Hey, can you do me a favor and pass this message that way?" And by favor, you toss them coin, and they'll drop off the message for you. But it's not like there's standardized postage that's going on between A and B and whatnot, and you don't have magical means of translating that information. So.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. So your Brand's gonna be doing like his thing
Yeah,
now,
just
right?
a quick little shopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. I'm sure. That's not suspicious at all. Hey,
Oh no, there was
can
a
I
town here,
go-
but now it's just fire.
Bastion, why don't we just go check out the tavern?
Yes,
That was
I'll meet with
actually-
you there later.
Same thing.
Okay, so you guys go to pick out a tavern. It's one of those ones where I'm sure you decide, hey, let's just grab whatever tavern's like near here.
Yeah, just get a bite to eat or something.
Because you imagine there's more than one. So Brand, you go pick up a shop. Is this actual general shopping?
Yeah, I want to get a healer's kit and some oil flasks.
Actually, both those things are pretty simple for you to get your hands on. Standard price in the PHP.
Cool.
Yep. So it goes about. It's not one of those things where you can first shop you walk into. It takes some time to find like the shop that has what you need and so on and so forth. But so you'll spend like a couple hours finding the bits, but you put that together for. And again, healers kits aren't one of those things where you walk into a shop. It's like, oh, thanks, medicine kit. You find the supplies and you put it together. But it takes you a few hours. You find it for the base cost. The two of you go heading into the tavern, the whatever one's nearby. So this tavern happens to be, it's literally like a picture of a mug, and there's like a bunch of like stuff falling out of it. It's called the spilt mug. And and so as you guys go walk into the tavern, it's pretty full. There's like a good number of people in here. So the tavern itself is not particularly huge. It's kind of small. But every seat at the bar is taken, and almost every seat and every table is taken, with many of those seats filled too. You can easily find, because there's only two of you, can easily find a spot for you. But the place is actually pretty filled up. and it's because we said beforehand it was a day and a half's travel, so it's like probably 2-3 in the afternoon when you come walking in here. So pretty filled up. There's a bit of a rowdiness going on, not in a bad way. People just having fun, joyful, so on and so forth. There is the bartender that's working. So there's a woman behind the bar. And then because the place is fairly busy, there's actually 2 bar wenches that are going around and, picking up old mugs and filling in new ones and so on and so forth as well. Which is a lot for the size of the place.
Bastion, since I know you're inevitably going to end up with one of those, why don't you ask them what the price on that basilisk is and how many people have gone to look for it?
Should I? Do you think the bar wenches would know this?
I'm assuming most people in the town know. It's just something to do, just to keep you busy. While you're...
I approach the one that looks the least busy, I guess, at the moment.
Sure.
I'm like, excuse me.
You're courteous.
Not the hottest one?
You hit on the waitress that's not too laden with work. That's nice. Not the one with the weeds look in her eyes. So so you go walking up to the one that literally just finished taking care of a bunch of people, and she put her stuff down. She's kind of stopping to give the look across the room to make sure everybody's all set at the moment.
Right.
And as she's leaning over and saying something to the bartender, who chuckles and then runs off to go take care of the other bar guests, you approach her. And so as you're walking up to her, she sees you coming a mile away, of course. She's like, "Aye."
Excuse me, ma'am. As you can see, or probably see, I am a witcher, and I happen to be hunting the basilisk. Could you tell me any more? Do you know anything about this rumor? Is there anything substantial?
There's basilisk around here. That's what people are saying. And there's a bunch of people getting ready to go fight it.
Of course. Do you know the general direction, or was it just sort of in the mountains?
Oh, I don't know anything about that. There's a poster over, and she points out a board. Has a bit of information there, and I'm sure if you go and talk to the guard, they can get some information for you. But as for now, I can tell you this: it started off as something small. People had seen it, and nobody really cared. After a couple of horses disappeared, we ain't got many of those in this town. After a couple of horses disappeared, there was a little bit of money offered to go look into the thing, and then a wager started. It was, the town itself is offering some money for information, locating it, so on and so forth. They didn't even put up money for killing it yet. But then after, one group went up into theirs, 2 guys stumbled off looking for the thing, kind of drunk. They never came back. Started rumors, and then, people started putting up money. This tavern here, it's got 22 crown going into it. Every tavern round, couple of shops, they all got a bit of a wager going into who's going there, and each person going up is saying that they're going for one of the shops or whatnot, and you split the pot.
I see. Well, I appreciate your help. I also appreciate you taking so much time out of your busy schedule to explain this to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be on my way for now, and I go back to Leonard.
She's like, "All right, hey, don't puke in here. Hey, somebody get that guy out." And she starts running off in that direction. She goes over, starts helping him. The guy kind of partially vomits on her arm. She's like, "Yeah, you mother."
Ashton, you returned so soon. Did she not want to sleep with you?
Oh, I didn't try this time.
Oh.
I wanted to.
It's like, did you hear Scott's voice? I wasn't sleeping with him. The accent was terrible. The voice was terrible.
I don't want to hear any more of that.
Maybe
do you want to hear?
it's a bit early.
Right there.
Bastion.
But Leonard,
Yeah. What have you learned?
there's a poster.
Did you go get the poster, Bastion?
No, it's on the board.
Go get the poster, Bastion.
Okay. I guess I just walk over and grab the poster down from the board.
Well, you see on the board is actually like several different posters. Some of them are older, some of them not as old, so on and so forth. But there's
I grabbed
clearly,
the newest one.
yeah, there's clearly the one that you're looking for, and so you grab it and you pull it down. And so when you bring it over there to show it to them, you actually see it's one of those. It's one of those posters that says, "There's a what is it? Look to the skies and see the fear. There is a basilisk that made its way here." And then it actually has the detail underneath, and it says that there's a bit of a bet going about for if anyone were to slay the basilisk. So for one, anybody that's hunting the basilisk, you kind of like choose an establishment that
Right,
more or
right.
less like works with you. It's part of the wager is that all the businesses are putting in money towards the towards this pot, and then whichever business you work with, if you successfully defeat the task, you of course get the larger lump sum of the money, but the business itself will also make a profit off of what it is that they're investing into it. So it's like a bit of a fun wager going on. But because the pot itself, and it's like you can see that the amount of money in the pot hasn't scribbled on and filled in so many times, you don't even know that it's been like a solid like 25 35 times. Like the paper's small, and the way that people write on it's like it's a fine pen. It's hard to keep track with all the scribbles and everything. You don't even know if this number is the most accurate, but they're offering, it looks like just over 1,000 is the pot in total before splitting.
Should we pledge ourselves to one of these?
Out of curiosity, Scott, is it every place is putting in a small amount of money or like a certain amount of money to try to bring people in to go hunt the creature for them, and then they get everyone else that's all the other businesses that have put money into the pot, they get all their money? Is that how it works?
So imagine there's like 50 shops, for
Yeah.
argument's sake, that are putting money in. Let's say an even 10 each. That's 500 gold, right?
Okay.
So more or less, each shop is sponsoring like a person. Like, yeah, I'll represent you. So let's say you work with this particular inn, the Spilt Mug. If you guys successfully go and defeat this thing and have proof of it and come back, you and the Spilt Mug split the pot in a way that's more in your favor. So the shops are kind of doing it to pull people in. It's also kind of like an exciting thing. It's fun for them, but it's also they could potentially profit off of it. So
like the bigger places are putting more money in the pot to try to bring more people to them.
correct.
And then when they win, they get their pot back, and then they split the winnings.
Correct.
So if we want the most money, we go with the smallest team.
That would be like a small little shithole place. Yeah.
Okay.
So probably not this place. Although I like to help this place.
I mean, they would put.
The first place we go to.
Is that URP saying that?
Yes.
Okay, we're back.
They helped us out, so they gave us the information we needed.
How much did they say was in the pot? From them?
22.
22 crowns. And there's a little over 1,000. That's definitely some big winnings. It's more than we'll probably get anywhere else. But if we go with some of the bigger ones, they might be able to give us a little more in terms of equipment to deal with it.
Perhaps.
Now he's thinking.
I'll leave it at your discretion. Although personally, I prefer this place simply due to the
You
nature.
pick alliances quick, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Wow. That was that cut deep. You also know, of course, the guard has its own bit that Bastion was told. So Leonard might not know this, but the guards have their own little. It has nothing to do with this wager thing going on about the basilisk.
How much do we know? How much? Do I know how much that is? Or?
You grabbed one piece of paper without looking at the rest.
Oh.
You walked up and said, "This one."
Leonard, there's a poster.
More
You get a
papers
poster.
up there, but-
No.
There were quite a bit, and I got overwhelmed.
Well, we got to probably put this up anyway. It seems like this one gets used a lot in this tavern, so I'll go put it back and I'll take a look at the others.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm just gonna be chatting up a group.
Hey, Bastion, while I'm gone, give me a drink.
Okay.
Oh yeah, trust Bastion to get you your drinks.
Is what is the bar wench that I talked to earlier doing? She's still like
She's now cussing up a storm while cleaning up vomit from the floor.
And the other one, is she like super busy?
She's flirting with 2 guys over there while somewhat making fun of the one that's cleaning up the vomit.
All right, I'm gonna approach that one.
Sure. So you go walking up to her, and as you go walking up, almost immediately one of the 2 guys that she was flirting with kind of takes like a half step forward, and is like, "What you want, freak?"
I'm just here to ask for a drink. I mean, no need to interrupt your conversation. I just would like to order something for my friend.
And he's like, "She'll make her way around to you." She's like, "Oh, come on, calm down. He just wants a drink. What can I get for you, sweetie?"
He's so handsome.
What do you want, Leonard?
I'm too busy in thought reading over the posters.
She says, "2 beer. I'll bring them to you."
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
She spends another minute or so flirting before, going to get What were you saying?
Can I make small talk with the guys now?
You go right
The
ahead.
guys that hate you.
Go right ahead.
How are you guys doing? Are you interested at all in the basilisk situation?
"I'm not interested in you," says the one guy that's being a jerk. And the other one, like, when he says that, the other one like rolls his eyes a little. He's like, honestly, no, it's kind of cool because, everything's been a bit quiet lately since the war ended. There's not been much excitement in this area. We used to get a decent amount of travel, people picking up, we got a lot of smiths here, right? So, no, I mean, it's just nice to have a lot of people to drink with and stories to tell. A couple others have been making their way in.
Make my way downtown.
Well, I'm glad to have gotten a thoughtful response from you. You're probably a bit more. You're going to have a bit more luck with the
other
lady.
guy's like, "You got a fucking problem?"
Well, you're not the most approachable guy, and I imagine ladies don't like that very much.
Now you're talking about me and my woman?
Do I hear this from across the room?
The place is loud.
Don't know that she's your woman necessarily, is she? I mean, your friend was talking her up quite a bit as well. You seem to be getting a bit further, I imagine.
And he's actually going to shove you. He's like, "You just call my woman a slut?" And he like gives you a shove.
Wait, do I notice that?
Yes.
Did it actually like push me back at all, or am I too big?
I mean, any shove is going to make you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, unless you're like, any shove is going to make you take a couple of steps back because you didn't really expect it. But it's not like you go flying, careening over a chair and break a table like if it happened to Brad with his 7 strength.
See what I mean? Not exactly an approachable guy.
He's like, "You should just walk away, freak show. You should just walk away."
I don't think I will. And I tap on my hilt. I think I'll stay right where I am. I'm just trying to intimidate him to get him back down, basically.
Oh yeah, pull a sword on him when he shoves you.
I'm not gonna pull
That's
it.
a reasonable response, right? Reasonable force.
"You shoved me." Like,
I'm just trying to get him to back down,
yeah. So
He's not gonna.
de-escalate the situation.
You tap on your sword. He's like, "You think you're the only one who knows way around a blade?"
I think I know my way better.
He's like, just back the fuck off. All right, just back the fuck off, buddy.
All right, turn to the other guy. Is that actually his woman?
The guy's like, "I'm just not getting involved."
All right, fair enough. I'll take my drink and my leave.
Well, you gotta wait for the wench to come back.
Once my
She
drink.
says she'll bring them over to you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So you can just like head away and she'll bring it over. So
I head over to Leonard. I'm like, that guy was an asshole.
Yeah, I saw it. You threatened him publicly.
He started it. He shoved me.
Playground insults, Bastion. And I'm looking over all the posters still.
So when you look over the posters, one of the things that you noticed was that there is a bunch of different ones pertaining to this, all different areas. Kind of like you can see that the actual like contest, as it were, kind of like evolved over time to get to like the more exciting thing that it is now. But anyways, so the brain's not working. You eventually find the poster for the guard, and you actually see that the original. This happened like from forever ago. It's a very old poster that and it has like a bunch of like funny things drawn on it or whatever. So you see that when you find the poster from the guard, there is it says what does it say? Warning: there are rumors that a basilisk may have entered the area. We are looking for those brave enough to scout out and see if these rumors are true or not. There will be a reward. See Captain of the Guard.
Sebastian, it looks like we gotta make 2 debuts today.
Why is
One-
that?
Well, that one that you just had, and then another one to a guard. Looks like the captain of the guard. Doesn't say his name here, but I'm assuming we can find our way.
I suppose we could ask one of the fine ladies and gentlemen of the bar.
Maybe we should hold off on talking to more people here, and we'll just wait for Brand to get back, and then we'll just go find the
What
nearest
about our
bears.
drinks?
Yeah, those are taking quite a while. Is she flirting with the guys again?
She's taking care of other patrons. It's one of those. She'll get to you.
Did you pay her?
Not yet.
Let's find a table and we'll wait for Bran.
All right.
Uh,
There are no empty tables, right?
We'll sit one with people. Right?
There's places where there are spots at a table. You know. with
Yeah,
other
that's
people
what I
sitting
mean.
there. Leonard, could you just do me a favor really quickly? Could you roll me a investigation check? Sorry.
I'd love to.
While you were searching through there for the guard poster, you did find another poster that looks all too familiar.
Oh. I take it.
And so you take that one, you roll it up. You guys go sit at the table. Shortly afterwards, the drinks do come over. Sit there. About an hour after that, Bran comes showing up. And an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is afterwards, Bran comes showing up. Walks into the place. They've already had a couple drinks. I imagine that they're more nursing than anything because, you know, keep your wits about you here. Bran, you come walking in. You see them relatively quickly. Others at their table have given them a little bit of a berth, so it's almost like one of those lunchroom situations where, you know, the weirdos are sitting at one end of the table. There's like a small gap before the other people start sitting. And so you can easily make your way over to join them.
Okay.
Almost immediately after you sit there, like we're talking within a minute or so, one of the bar wenches will come over and place a mug in front of you of exactly what they're drinking.
Cool. So, what have you been up to in this fine establishment?
Not much. Bunch of drinking, having a good time.
Brad, the social economic partnerships here between entrepreneurs and the working class seems really almost gamey. They're trying to basically pay their way to success through sponsorships, sending fools and errand boys up on a mountain to die. And frankly, I think it's something we can cash in on.
So you're going to have to explain to me first what exactly you're talking about here. But I do like the sound of a lot of money.
It seems that the businesses are sending sponsors or children who don't know how to handle themselves up a mountain to fight a creature that can handle probably hundreds of them at a time, hoping that if one of them does end up killing the beast, they will have their name plastered all over the corpse. And they're offering us money.
And also a shitload of money.
And also money. And what better errand boys than a couple of witchers and a mage?
It does seem like we would be the best suited to this task. I imagine the captain of the guard would also be interested in having this problem looked at.
I don't think you should concern yourself with the guard at the moment. It seems your reputation has sparked a little interest up here, and I show him just like a glimpse of like the Wanna poster, like beaten on my arm or something, just to show him that like I have one. And then I put it away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry. I wasn't planning on wandering up there myself. After
Fantastic.
all, you two are the Witcher folk. You are here to slay the beasts.
Exactly. So here's the idea. We either find a very small hole in the wall that we can partner with and get the majority of the cut with, or we go for one of the more higher end places and hope that they can offer us more equipment in hunting the beast.
That's
risk,
equipment that we would have to then return to them later.
Not if Bastion here is as good as persuading as he is with laying.
Find me a bar run by a woman.
this bar has a female bartender, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's the.
Well, yeah, that's not the owner necessarily.
Yeah.
So, well, the bar's
I
not going to
still
be
think
exactly
it's better
high end.
Stay with this place, though.
Yes, I know, Bastion. So the idea
helped
is, Bastion.
Yes.
The idea is,
Bastion, if you wanted to be sponsored by this bar,
Yes.
I would be very careful
And why is that?
because you've already almost started a bar fight. We've only been
Brand
here.
just like sort of looks exasperated. He's a bit tired of it. He's not surprised though.
It was just some drunk flirt think he owned the woman.
Yeah, it's because we haven't seen any of those around lately. He just looks
Hey.
at Bastion.
I respect women. Just because
But
I
not
like
their
to-
marriages,
doesn't-
apparently.
Yeah, not their.
She never
attachments to it.
confirmed that they were married, and the other guy was clearly flirting with her as well.
We were talking about the one you almost
Oh.
died for. Yes.
Yes, that's her prerogative.
My,
So-
what a knight in shining armor you are.
We're getting a little distracted here. See, we need to
There's a bad man.
find. In my opinion, we find a shithole. Ask them how much they have in the pot. Ask them what they'd be willing to split, and we find a high-end place. Same thing. Ask them what they can provide us with, if we can keep it or not, and then compare our two options. And then at the same time, we can go to the town guard, ask what they're offering in reward for the investigation of the creature. Does it sound like a good idea?
Yeah, go for it. You are the witches after all. Then it would make more sense for you to do the inquiring on this one.
Or we can cut time and just split the work 3 ways, 3 places, 3 people.
Yes, because Bastion will definitely.
I mean, as far as shitholes go, this place is only got a few gold in the pot. It's not. Bastion's already started making some friends here. Maybe he can keep it up. And you and I can go. I can go to the garden. You can go to the higher end places.
Bastion's
Since you
a
have your
knucklehead,
money.
but he's still capable, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Leonard.
That also works.
You want to go find us some equipment, Brand, and I'll find the garden. Ask them.
I'll see if I can find him some quality equipment.
Sweet. And Bastion, why don't you try to find the owner, and if they are a woman,
Do your
I
thing.
can probably talk to them regardless of their gender.
well, yes, but
Look, I'll get on it. I'll make my
I'm
way
sure you will.
to the bartender to.
also we should probably pay for these. And I point to the beers.
Yeah, I can pay when I go up there.
Fantastic. Then I'm going to
Marvelous.
the garden, and I
He's like-
finish my beer, and I'm off.
He's like the best leech. He's like, oh yeah, we gotta pay for these, right? It's totally something we should do.
Yeah, I mean, unless it costs less than 4 silver.
So you make your way over, you make the drink. So Bastion's gonna speak here. Leonard, you're gonna go speak elsewhere, and then Bram is
Yep.
going to the guard.
No, I'm
No.
going to the guard. Brand's going to the high-end place.
Awesome.
He's
So
going to find some high-end places.
So we will be able to handle finishing that off because it is 12:58 on the east of the coast.
Yes, it
So
is.
we'll be able to finish this off and get you guys trekking up that mountain to hunt that basilisk starting next week. So it's 9 a.m. EST. We'll be playing again as we get deeper into the story and find out what's the what. So speaking of what's the what, Leonard, who are you? How can we find you?
My name's Messi_cat on Twitch. You can find me at Messi_cat. Call me Messi. You can also find me on Twitch. It's there at Messi Twitch. I stream video games, but not your typical Let's Play. I usually try to spice things up by making things a little bit different. Actually, Duds and I, when we do streams, we do a lot of RP in it. So if you like RP and you like video games, you should check those out.
Heck yeah.
And Rick, who are you? How can we find you?
Hi, my name is Rick. I go by Derb Digital on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, that sort of thing. Content's currently on a pause still, but I'll get back to that eventually. Until then, you can find me here, basically.
Awesome. And Dunce.
It's your boy Dunspace, twitch.tv/Dunspace, twitter.com/Dunspace, and youtube.com/Dunspace. I pretty much just play video games all the time.
There you go. And Daelric, you can find me. Well, you already did. But Daelric.com, that has all the details on it. Other than that, I will be live in 61 minutes over on twitch.tv/Olirons. If you scroll down, that's a star-looking green key that's down below over on Twitch. Or you can just twitch.tv/Olirons to see us in our Stars Without Number campaign we have going over there. Core Rules, Unique World. And then tonight at 9 p.m. EST, we go live again. This is me with a slew of people, including their friends, Doxy, their good friend Doxy.
Good gal.
Playing some Star Wars in the FFG system. But anyways, we will see you guys next week, if not before. Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.